Ed. Good to see ya. Okay. I think I got everything working. I fixed some of the bugs from yesterday. So now the time is correct here. All the event timestamp should all be correct. The timer should work today. Should, being the operative word here. We'll see. Thank you. We're getting there. I still got some more work to do. But we're getting there. We're moving along. Okay. All right, let's hop into the game, shall we? Just need to figure out a good way to interface with Foobar with my new system I'm using here, but whatever. That's a minor issue. Okay. So, scene, that one. Okay. All right. Let's see if the starting the timer actually works. And hey, timer's working. Okay. All right. We're good. Is Althar. Okay. Oh, actually, before we get into it, I need to go back to this scene. One moment. There's one thing I forgot to do, which I can do real quick. I forgot to make a new save folder for the game because I think I was probably getting close to running out of savable space. So let me do that real quick. Save 2. Yeah, save 2 is nearly full, and I'm on save 3, and I don't have a save 4. So let me make a save 4 and a save 5. I doubt I'll need either of those, but just in case. Okay. Let's make a save 6, sure. Let's play it safe. So now I have enough room for 100 more saves, should I need them. Okay. Now we're good. Let me relaunch DOSBox. Let me change the CPU back to 286, like I was using before. Full screen. Okay. Alright. Now we're good to go. The timer is still running. Okay, so where we left off yesterday, yesterday we finally got to the island, or it feels like an island, but it's not. It's Tunisia, the coastline of Tunisia. We are swimming around in the tide pools just off the beach. We heard from our CIA contact that we have to get in touch with a fisherman. So locate the fisherman's net. Signal your presence by placing a bottle in the net. When the waves clear, the fisherman will remove the bottle. And then we also got more directive down here that after contacting the fisherman and exiting the water, we need to contact the agent for further instructions. Whoever that is. So once we got to the water outside the beach, there was a magnetic field in place that caused the player to get captured and game overed if you got too close to the beach. There's two ways around that. one way is to take the route that I have to take, which is going through an underwater cavern to go around the magnetic fence. Hey, Bergs. The other way to do it is to win the dice game the maximum amount of times that you can aboard the submarine. The game doesn't mention it anywhere, but the old salty sea dog that plays dice with you has a little device that lets you circumvent magnetic field stuff, I guess. And it's just another one of those dumb things that the game does not tell the player about at all. So it's like, good luck figuring this out ahead of time. All right, save. Okay, it's not save 3. Save 2? Save 2. Okay. Yeah, I win. So that's where we're pretty much at. So let's load this. So where are we? Okay, so we're at the start of the underwater cave right now. So what killed me last time was I took too long to exit the water, and I ran out of air, like half a screen away from the end of the sequence. So to do that faster this time, I'm going to not light the flares underwater because I already know the way to go. It's north-northeast. You got to go through this dumb little passage and then go east again. And then that probably should work. Hey, Alyssa. So let's do it. Let's head north. We're gonna head north again. We're gonna go east. It's through here. So there's this. So this part is really tricky. You got to get like through here, and it's not easy to do. Like they made this part really dumb. Okay, like how does this expect me to get down here? Maybe it's like through here? So somehow you got to get... There we go. Okay. So there's just a very narrow margin for error for getting through that little part there. Okay. And then this is the way out. Okay. So now we're behind the magnetic field, which is like right here is where the magnetic field is. So then that brings us up over here. And this is where the fisherman's net was. It should be dropping down right here. Put bottle in net. So our orders said in order to make contact with the fisherman, we have to put a bottle in the net. You look around making sure nobody can see you, put the bottle in the net. Okay. And then apparently we also have to hide our peepo here, our red submersible thing. Okay, so the coast is clear. So we need to go 2 screens this way. And then we have to hide diver. Right there, okay. All right, so we've hidden our dive thing because reasons. And then I don't know if I have to wait until the net comes down again or if I'm good to just surface, but I will hiding diver. We'll do that. Okay. I'm going to wait till the net comes down. Hopefully it does. We're running out of air. Okay, we're going to surface then. Okay. There's our fisherman buddy. We're in our incredible suit here. Okay. So now what? On the beach. All right, we'll call that chapter complete for that one. What do we got? Move in closer so you don't have to shout. What? Talk to man. Speaking in very good Arabic, you try striking up a conversation with the fisherman, but he ignores you. All right, sure. I don't know if that was actual Arabic writing. It didn't look like it. Hopefully that didn't say anything super offensive to anybody. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Did I put it that way? Based off of Jim Wall's thinking at the time. I don't know if I have to... Okay, let's take off our suit. You can't do that. Take... Oh, no. Sir? Is this our agent? Halt! The guard yelled. Oh, no. After questioning, you are unable to explain away the wetsuit or provide identification. Alright, the guard places you under arrest and takes you away. Okay. So... Halt! So I need to hide my wetsuit somehow. Change clothes? Take off wetsuit. Remove wetsuit. Like, I'm not sure where the game wants me to go. Okay, so there's something back here. Okay. Let's go inside this open door, I guess. Oh, the guard yells. How did the guard see me? Unable to... Oh, God. Okay. I didn't expect there to be a sneaking segment, a stealth mission for this, but I guess that makes sense. Okay, let's go in here. All right, we're just hiding. What? The guard has X-ray vision? What is going on? Like, Bro. Okay, maybe I gotta exit screen right, and just going inside any of the buildings is just guaranteed death. I'm trying to move right here. The game is not letting me. Okay. Oh, we got music here. Open door. You don't need to do that. Yeah, it's like we give ourselves up at that point. I don't know if that's an open door on the right there or what the deal is with that. I guess we're just gonna keep on trucking here until something happens. The guard looks a little sleepy. One false move on your part will probably bring a quick response. As you near the compound, one of the guards begins walking towards you. Oh, fuck. Okay, I can't turn around. Hello, man in wetsuit. You are not at all suspicious. After questioning, unable to explain your presence in the area. So our orders were to after contacting the fisherman, after exiting water, contact agent for further instructions. So we got to find this agent somewhere. All right, maybe the agent is just on the right side of the beach, so we're just gonna very slowly make our way over to screen right exit, and maybe the agent's over there, perhaps. What's over here? Nothing, it seems. Okay. This, I want to point out this rock right here. That's totally half dome. That's they put the old Sierra logo in the background there. Or if that's not supposed to be half dome, it sure looks like it. Uh-oh. He's after us at 2 FPS. So this fisherman is probably not the agent that we're looking for. So I'm assuming I can't exit screen left here. Oh, please. Please. Oh, well. Great. Okay. So it looks like getting into that little urban area might be what I need to do. Another thing I could try is I could try going inside of the left building up here and closing the door behind me. Close door. It won't budge. Are you fucking serious? Alright, this guy's maybe gonna pathfind towards me. Of course. Of course. God. Alright. Okay, I guess I'm going to the north urban area then. Like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to signal the agent or something by, I don't know, lighting a flare on the beach, maybe? Okay. I never tried going left here, so let's see what's left here. Okay. You try striking a conversation with the woman. She looks at you and says, "I'm not allowed to talk with strangers." I'm no stranger. Talk to woman. Take off wetsuit. Get in water. Talk about agent? Show ID? Show ID. That'll make us not a stranger. Show ID. Give ID. I'm carrying nothing. Nice. I I feel like if I can somehow take off the wetsuit, then I'll get my inventory back, probably. Or... I change clothes? It won't do any good now. Does that mean I can do that somewhere else? It won't do any good now. Maybe it's on the beach where you have to do that? Okay, I'm gonna reload this save. Okay, so now we know at least where the oasis is, and that's probably the agent that we're talking to. Change clothes. Won't do any good now. You don't have time to swim. Get clothes. Take off wetsuit. Remove clothes. Remove suit. It's so weird that I... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna load this save. Do I have inventory here? So I have inventory here. I don't have my ID card. Is that a problem? Oh no. Is it because... Alright, hold on. I think here? I have my ID card. I do have my ID card here. So maybe when I don't know when I lost my ID card. All right, dive compartment, ID card, explosive. When did I lose my ID card? Yeah, I don't have my ID card from... Like you think showing your ID card would identify you to the agent, right? What is with this game and disappearing items? Like it did that before with the... Okay, all right, hold on. What if I do this? Change clothes. Remove wetsuit. Maybe it's give wetsuit? Can't do that. Alright, I'm baffled already. Alright. Let's see. Harbor, wait for fishing net to go down. Hide diver. Say ICEMAN to get a fish? What? Okay, hold on. Did I miss some messages? All right, we're scrolling way the hell up here then. Sub control, captain's cabin. Read orders. Get messages, write down the codes. So we did that. CI decoding offsets, got that. Use computer for the messages. So we got that set of messages, and then do all that. Another set of messages. We did that. There's a third set of messages. Hold on. Okay. Latitude tactic, destroy cruise, redwood degree, Russian ships on patrol, contacting fishermen, erratic sonar, diversion tactic. Is there another set of messages that I missed then? Inversion layer. The Kuntz. Get key. Open compartment. Enter coordinates. Plant bomb. Yeah, this says, how were you supposed to know? You have to say Iceman to him. Like, what? What? Like, I got all of the messages according to the walkthrough, and I decoded all of them, and none of them said anything about contacting the fisherman and saying Iceman. Like, say Iceman. Using the Arabic language, you mentioned codename Iceman. Without speaking, the fisherman acknowledges by shaking his head yes. He then hands you a fish. Okay. We got a fish. So then this says get line. After removing the line and hook, you notice something attached to the line just above the hook. You think to yourself, what is this? The weight. Look at the weight. Taking a closer look, you see that it's not a weight, but rather a small capsule. Okay, get capsule. You can't do that. Oh, open capsule. You open the capsule and pull out a small map. Okay. The directions to your disguise. Okay. All right. Excellent. So that is... here. So that's just the left house, it looks like. So left house. So then... So, okay, so that's where we change clothes, is inside the left house, and I guess we have to do that quick enough that the guy doesn't spot us. Okay. That's really dumb. Yet another really dumb thing about this game. So we got a fish. I don't know what the fish is for. Change or get disguise. You reach into the crate, pick up the clothes, and change into them. Okay. You wisely drop the fish and the map so they don't give you away. What was the fish for then? Okay. All right, we are now disguised. And we're going to not talk to this guard as best we can. Okay, so I guess we now make our way over to... Do I have inventory? Okay, so I'm still carrying nothing. So... I don't know if that'll be an issue later. Okay, so now can we talk to a woman? You try striking up a conversation with the woman. She looks at you and says, "I'm not allowed to talk with strangers." Yeah, so we're in our Monkey D. Luffy cosplay right now. Or something. I have 0 One Piece knowledge. Take off hat. Say Iceman. You blurt out the codename Iceman, and she surprises you by responding in English. Didn't she say she doesn't talk to strangers in English before? Okay. "Hello, John," she greets you. "Long way from Tahiti." Daisy says, "I'm happy to see the mission is a success so far, John. I wish you luck on the remainder of it. Okay, so Stacy's the one that we had the incredible dancing sequence with. Okay. So met Stacy again. Maybe the ending will be dancing with Stacy again. Ask for orders. Talk to Stacy. Doesn't have time for small talk. Ask about mission. Ask for gun. Ask about hostage. Ask about help. Ask for help. Uh-oh. Play cool. We're cool here. We're cool here. Nothing to see here, sir. Nothing to see here, sir. Halt. Unable to produce identification. Well, okay. Maybe I need to get a fake ID. Get ID. You don't see that. Wait, what? Get ID. Get gun. Get papers. Ask for ID. Get card. Well, I'm not sure what else I can do here. We get flamingo. You can't do that. Do we have to say Iceman again? You blurred out Iceman. Hello, John. Say Iceman again. I just got another point for that. You can't do that after all. Say hello. Dance with Stacy. All right. We check our pockets. So we still have nothing in our inventory. Like maybe something's different over here now. Though I have a feeling it's probably still just okay. I don't think I went down this street before. Okay. You don't have the key. Unlocked door. I don't have the key. Okay, so that building appears to be important. Not a good idea. Okay. Well, I thought it was a good idea, game. So I can't go behind this building. Okay. So maybe I need to go back to Stacy and ask for key? Like, you think stuff for this would be covered in the orders that we got, or some sort of mission plan, but the mission plan appears to be just wing it. Ask for key. Try striking a conversation. She looks inside. I'm not allowed to talk. Oh my god. Hey, Iceman. Iceman. Hey, John. I get a point every time I say Iceman to her. I wonder if I could get to 300 just leaving the screen and coming back and just doing that. All right, hold on. So we're at 209 out of 300. The Iceman. $210. All right, easy 100%, boys. We got this. Ask for key. Get key. Talk about key. Request key. Talk plan? Ask about plan. Ask about key. Ask about door. Ask about guards. Talk about guards. Okay, I guess I can try going to the building with the 2 guards in front of it, but I'm fairly certain it's going to be the same result of the 2 guys out front, and then they will get very mad when I approach. Is there something over here? Buildings on both sides of the street. Alright, thanks. Very descriptive. The whole town looks the same. Alright. So this building is probably where the hostages are being held. This is the only entrance to the compound where the ambassador is being held. Alright. So if I try and cross the street this way, as you near the compound, one of the guards begins walking towards you. So same results here. And we don't have a good alibi for why we're in the area. Okay. Maybe I need to go get the fish again? But, like, I'm trying to figure out what's that fish for? Alright, let's go back to this, I guess. Look map. Look room, open crate, get clothes. We did that. When the guard is off screen, go east, north, through the mountain pass, and then west. At the well. Iceman, get map? You have to get map? The Iceman. Hello? The Iceman. Okay, get map. Oh, there's... Stacy hands a map to you and the key to her apartment. She also gives you a phony ID. Okay. She then says, find your way to the apartment and I'll meet you there later. I'm going to make contact with the USS Saratoga and let them know we're on schedule. He continues. Yeah, there's been zero mention of any of that. You think the manual would have like a spy handbook or something of like, here's what you want to do. Oh man, yeah, like just this game makes zero sense. Another thing, there are things in the apartment for you. You can find them in the kitchen. Okay. All right. So finally, we figured this out. Incredible. Like this game is Contact Sierra's hit line, the game. Oh boy. All right. Whoa. Okay. All right, so there's stuff in the kitchen here for us. At apartment. Look in kitchen. Open cupboard. Nothing in there. Look around. One room apartment with a small kitchen. A window overlooks the street behind the apartment. Look in Jar? Like what are these? 3 canisters labeled sugar, flour, coffee. Okay, open sugar. Open canister. Get canister. You lift the medium-sized canister from the counter. Open canister. You open the medium-sized canister containing flour. Put down canister. Get coffee. Get left canister. Canister. Get canister. I know, right? Like that one I probably, you have to put down the one you have first. Put down canister. How do I get the other canister? Get small canister? Okay, small canister. Open canister. Containing coffee. Okay, put down canister. Get large canister. Large canister from the counter. You immediately notice that it seems to be bottom heavy. Open canister. Contains sugar. Sure. Alright. Open bottom of canister. Empty the canister first? Okay. Empty canister. You pour out the sugar and see that the canister seems to have a false bottom. Okay. Open false bottom. You remove the false bottom to reveal foam rubber underneath. Yet foam? You remove the foam rubber and bingo! Concealed at the bottom of the canister between 2 pieces of foam rubber is the weapon. What weapon it is, I don't know. Yet weapon. You carefully remove the weapon. Okay, which is a tranquilizer gun, apparently. Okay. I don't know if I need to hang on to the sugar canister. I'll put it back for now, I guess. Okay. Got weapon. All right. So Stacy said there were things plural, in the kitchen, but so far that's just the gun. You see, examine gun. Look at weapon. A gun that shoots tranquilizer darts. Okay. It looks like it's either got a laser sight or maybe that's a CO2 cartridge on the bottom front under the barrel. I don't know what that is. Okay. So we also got a map. So let's look at the map. The directions to Stacy's apartment. Okay, well, I figured this one out. There was only one building that looked important. So, wow, thanks, game. The key to Stacy's apartment. Okay. Let's see this amazing ID card. The business card for Baghdad's fast food catering service. Okay. Get card. Move the business card from the wall. Look at ID card. A phony Tunisian ID card. All right. Yep. I'm sure sunglasses work for ID in any part of the world. I'm sure that's perfectly fine for IDing anybody. Okay, so I'm assuming I probably have to call the catering service for our girl Stacy. Maybe. Call catering. Look at business card. Business card for Baghdad's fast food catering. Another phone number has been written on it. Let me write that down. 13555. 8097. And then the other number is 03 120 1204. I'm not sure which number is the one for the catering service. Call. So it's called 12 555 8097. No answer. Okay. Call. 03 120 1204. The voice on the other end says, "This is Basal, speak your business." Say ICEMAN. Click. Maybe that was actually the catering. Basal, speak your business. Order food. You're not making sense. Call. Iceman. Okay. Ah. Okay, so that's the catering business. Ah. Yeah, it usually works, right? Okay, so we've seen the catering company drive by. So I think the plan to infiltrate that area is to step 1 to order delivery to the apartment here. Use the tranquilizer gun to knock out the delivery guy. Take his clothes, I guess. And then do a food delivery to the compound to gain access inside, I guess. And then from there, I don't know. I also thought Stacy was going to show up, but apparently not. 2024. Order delivery. Order food. You're not making sense. Click. Okay, well, if we try the other number. 12 555 8097. No answer. I'm pretty sure that was the number. Oh, it's 13 5. Oh, God, that's why. I wrote it down wrong. 13 555 8097. That's my bad. That's my bad. I wrote down the number wrong. 13 555 8097. After a couple rings, the voice on the other end says, "Baghdad's fast food catering service, how can I help you?" Order food. I wonder what that other number is then. You place an order, leave your phony name along with the address of the apartment. Caterer thanks you for your order and hangs the phone up. Okay, so I'm going to make a note here that this is the catering number is the first one. The second one is Basal, whoever that is. Click. Okay. Was this Old Frost Queen icebox? Okay, a bed. After anxiously awaiting the caterer, you hear footsteps outside the apartment door. You then hear a loud knock at the door. Draw gun. Load gun. Already loaded. All right. Open door. You open the door, let the caterer inside. Here's your order, he says, hot and ready to eat. When can I shoot this guy? After putting the food on the counter, the caterer says, "That'll be $15, please." Shoot. Caterer. Freeze, you command. Nervously, the caterer puts his hands over his head and says, "Please show mercy. I only have $50. Shoot, caterer. He almost used the weapon to subdue the caterer, but decided to save their limited ammo for the compound cards. Get clothes? This is not a robbery. What I need is your caterer's uniform. I must ask you to remove the uniform. You continues. What now? He asks. Just then, Stacy enters the room. It says, "It's too late, John. The ambassador has been moved and we don't know where they've taken him." Are you serious? I was waiting for Stacy to show up this whole fucking time. So I was also thinking of like the delivery guy said, "Okay, what now?" And I was thinking of what the what now would be, and I'm still not sure what that would be. I know, right? Whatever food I ordered is cold by that point. Alright, get card, call 13-555-8097. So if I do this a little faster, order food. So I never checked what was in the ice box. Loud knock at the door. Open ice box. No time to think about food. We just literally got food. Open door. Hot and ready to go. Shoot man. Freeze. Get clothes. Not a robbery, I need your uniform. Get in ice box. You can't do that. Get under bed. Leave. Hold your breath. Exit. Get clothes. I'm already undressed, he says with a puzzled look. Go home? Go away. Exit. Leave. Get down. Get in kitchen, maybe. Get in bed? Go behind bed. Open door. Exit window. Just then Stacy enters. "It's too late, John. The ambassador's been moved." For fuck's sake, man. What am I supposed to do with this guy? It's got to be some like really stupid command too. Like what is large window, business card attached to the wall. It looks like there's something hanging out of the cabinet, like right here. But maybe that's nothing. Get card. Call 13-555-8097. Order food. Okay. Yeah, we're dressed up in our Luffy cosplay. Shoot van. Freeze, get clothes. Okay. So we made it this far. But what now? Poop pants. You don't understand poop. So he says, what now? Like, hands up? Get on the ground. Dance. Yes. Get in van? Get in car. Eat food. You have more important things to do than feed your face. So it won't let me move here. I've already tried. I've tried the bed. It didn't. There's nothing doing there. Say Iceman. Maybe it's Iceman. All right, kidnap. Let's see if that works. I don't understand kidnap. What now? What now? Again? Oh, okay. Well, it's too late, John. The ambassador's been moved. We don't know where you're taking him. Clothes. Give me clothes. Get clothes. Already undressed. Move clothes to me. Swap clothes. I know, right? Use phone? You don't have time for phone calls. Open window. Open door. Get in bed. Get in icebox. Hide? What about hide? Don't be a wimp. If I still had that fish, I would give this guy the fish, but we relinquished our fish earlier. Yeah, let's pull it up because I'm at wit's end here. I'm gonna have to reload. We'll call this a death. All right, it is. All right, look canisters, get small canister, open canister, search drop, get medium canister, search drop, remove bottom, get weapon. Okay, get tape from refrigerator. There's tape on the refrigerator, and we probably have to tie the guy up with tape. Okay, so before I scroll any farther, I think I see what we have to do now. All right. So this on top of the fridge is apparently tape. A handy roll of duct tape, but it looks like a chimney pipe or something on top of the old-timey icebox. Like that didn't immediately jump out at me. That's a roll of tape. Jesus Christ, man. All right, you pick up the tape. Open door. God, it's so stupid. It's just the stupidest stuff in this game. Get clothes. Not a robbery. Remove your clothes. Alright. Tie with tape. Tape man. Okay. It's tape man. You securely bind the hands and feet of the caterer. You then tape his mouth to prevent his yelling for help. Okay. And then we strip down in front of him. You don the caterer's clothes as a disguise. Okay. Alright. I have not scrolled down any further in the walkthrough. At apartment, got disguise. Alright. So now we probably have to take the van, I'm guessing. Wait for the agent. Okay. Well, the last time the agent showed up, she told me we were too late and the ambassador was moved and we were fucked. Maybe that's going to happen again. Stacy enters the room and says, "Did you find the weapon and my notes?" Not the notes, no. No. Oh well, it doesn't matter anyway. What? They've relocated the ambassador. We have no idea this time where he is. Okay. There must be a note in one of the other containers. Okay. Get small container. Open container. Already did that. Search container. Making a mess. You search through the coffee, you find nothing. Okay. Close container. Put down container. Get medium container. Open container. Search container. Making a mess. You search through the flour, find nothing. Put down container. Get large container. Open container. Search container. It's empty. Where would the notes be? Get note? Maybe it's on the back of the business card? Look on back of card. Look at card. Look at business card. Another phone number is written on it. Back of business card. Flip business card. Okay. What else did we miss in the... Alright, so we're in Stacy's apartment. Look canisters, get small canister, open canister, search canister, drop canister. Get medium canister, open canister, search canister, drop canister. Large canister, open canister, search canister, empty canister, remove bottom, get rubber, get weapon. We did that. Okay. Get tape from refrigerator. Okay. Open icebox. I tried to do that before, and it wouldn't let me. Are you serious? Alright. Get tape. Open icebox. Now it lets me open it? I could have sworn I tried to open this and it said I don't want to do that. Or maybe I didn't. What we got? Slab of cheese. Quart of milk. Normal butter dish with lid. Open lid. Get butter. You pick up the butter dish. Open dish. You remove the lid, and inside you discover a plastic bag that appears to contain a folded piece of paper. Okay. Open bag. You get the plastic bag and remove the folded piece of paper. At the same time, you turn the butter dish to the ice box. Okay. Read note. After studying the note thoroughly, you conclude that a catering business by the name of Baghdad's Fast Foods makes twice daily delivery to the compound. I figured this out already. You further note that both deliveries are at the same time each day. Stacy's log file also reveals that one of the two guards will search the caterer prior to entry. The guard then always accompanies the caterer inside. Okay. Alright, apparently that's it for icebox related things. Got notes. So we have the note and the weapon and the tape. Alright, is there any other bullshit that I missed here? Get card, look through window to see delivery van. Okay, so we... Alright, everything else I have done. Okay. Call... What's the number again? It's 13 555 8097. Order food. Okay. Open door. This is really fast delivery. Okay. Shoot man. Freeze. Get clothes. What now? Tape man. Nearly bind him. Change our clothes out. Okay. So now we'll overwrite the got disguise save. So now I think I have to wait for Stacy? Stacy better not say that game over. Stacy enters the room and says, "Did you find my weapon and my notes?" "Yes." "We must work fast," urges the agent. "I just received the word the ambassador is going to be moved." Okay. "I have to leave now," she says. "I must contact my superior and arrange for the helicopter. He advises you to take the caterer's van and begin the rescue." That was my plan. Just before walking out, she says, "Don't forget to conceal the weapon." Alright. Put gun in butt. You can't do that. Well, you're not trying hard enough. Put gun in prison pocket. Conceal gun. Is it just this easy? Don't be a wimp. Hide gun in clothes? Don't be a wimp. Oh, I probably have to put it in the food. Put gun in food? You can't do that. Open food. Get food. Are you kidding me? It won't let me take a platter of food. Okay, get platter. You don't need to do that. Open platter. Open platter. Conceal gun in platter. Like if I show up to the place without a platter of food, then okay, maybe there's one in the van and I have to do this in the van. Uh-oh. This is autopiloting. Hide gun in food. You hide the weapon in the food. Okay. All right. And we're actually going to... We're going to see what happens if we don't do that. Okay, so it autopilots. All right, get out. Open the door and step out. Get food. Take the platter out of the van. All right, let's see what happens. The guard looks at you suspiciously and says, "You're not the regular caterer. Something is not right here. What is your name?" Shlinka Abdul, you reply. "Aha," he exclaims. "What does Abdul the caterer need with a weapon of this sort?" "Get going, pig," he says. You've joined the ambassador as another hostage. Nice. Okay, so that's what happens if you don't hide the gun. Okay. Get out. Get food. Alright, guard looks at you suspiciously. "You're not the regular caterer. Something's not right here. What's your name?" Shlinka Abdul, you reply. Because the guard doesn't recognize you, he does a more thorough search than usual. He grabs the platter out of your hands and opens it. Aha! Does Abdul the caterer need with the weapon of this sort? Get going, pig. Okay, get gun. Open platter. Alright, so what if we don't take the food with us? We just leave it in the van? Your behavior has made the guard suspicious. He begins walking towards you. You're unable to explain your behavior. Fuck. Alright. What if we walk this way? Green left. Oh, okay. So we're just locked in place once he does that. How can I tape gun? Maybe? That didn't even give me a tape gun. Tape gun just literally doesn't do anything. Put gun in hat? Tape gun to platter. It doesn't appear to be proper. It was a very proper sentence, but okay. All right, tape gun. Okay, this guy just walks over. Sitting in the van so long has made the guard uneasy. He orders you out. You nervously open the door and step out. So she tells us to conceal our gun. If I still had that fish, I could probably put the gun in the fish, but I don't have the fish. Yep, that Death Mountain is going up. It only stopped going up today. Damn. Duct tape. Tape gun. Undershirt. Duct tape gun. Examine tape. Look tape. Roll duct tape. Okay, what do you bet? This is another bullshit, super specific set of words I have to type in here. Place your bets. What kind of horse shit does this ask you to do? You have to call the other number too? Talk man. All right. Hold on. All. And it says to talk. Talk man. Must all speak your business. Talk man. You explain to the man on the other end that a new caterer will be making the delivery to the compound. Click. So that was the number to the compound? How are you supposed to know that? Okay, so now we don't need to conceal our weapon as much because we have called the compound and let them know ahead of time that there is a different delivery driver. Okay. Okay, hide gun in food. Okay. We'll save over this one. Get out. Oh, I need to get the food. Get food. Guard speaks to you and insists, your name. Shlinka Abdul, you reply. Okay, Abdul, bring the food inside. Okay, so that was the missing thing, was calling the other number. But you have to specifically say talk. Like, if I knew the other number went to the compound, I maybe would have... God. And apparently, like, I'm thinking back, even in Police Quest games, like, the less specific you are for the conversations, the better. Yeah, so talk man, like, is usually the correct answer for a Police Quest and now for this. Alright. Okay, well, we made it inside. Alright, this seems like this is where shit's gonna go down. Alright, shoot. After entering the room, the second guard stands near the seated ambassador. You start to perspire as you think to yourself, I'm gonna have to move fast for sure. Shoot guard. Get gun. Open platter. Get gun from food. Open tray. Draw gun. Get in cover. Shoot man. Give food. Carefully place food on the table. Okay, so it's give food. Get gun. Open lid. Get gun. Quickly grab the gun and point it at the nearest guard. Shoot guard. Shoot guard. You fire a second tranquilizer guard at the remaining guard. The fast-acting drug takes effect as he clutches his chest and slumps to the floor. Yep, we just no-scope that guy. Down, guards, down. I want to see what happens if you don't shoot them quick enough. I will not count these as deaths, though. Give food. Open lid. In a stern voice, the guard says, "Just give the man his food and get on with your business." Get gun. Quickly grab the gun and point at the nearest guard. How much time do we have here before we get lit up? Well, they're certainly not moving quick. We're just in a standoff. Like action going on. Maybe we're in bullet time right now, and this is Max Payne. Oh shit! Okay, so he lights you up. Due to your slow reaction time, the guard fires his automatic weapon at you and fills you full of holes. All right, I'm gonna call that a death actually, because that's too good. I know, right? All right, give food. Open lid. Get gun. Shoot man. Okay. And then the other guy immediately lights you up if you don't spam shoot other guy. Okay. So that's what happens if you're not really fast typing out the commands. Okay. Untie man. You calm the ambassador as you explain to him your identity. Oh my god, man! You don't know how happy I am to see you. He continues, I was beginning to think this day would never come. Truly, you're a real American hero. Shoot, man. Ambassador says, I'll be so glad to see my family again. John, my boy, I am personally going to see to it that you're decorated for bravery. That was some tricky shooting, Mr. Westland. The ambassador screams, watch out for the guard! While you were wasting time, one of the guards revived and took your life. Alright. Great. Untie man. Alright. Leaving now would doom the ambassador. I didn't think we're a truly American hero. Okay, leave. Shoot guard? Don't have any ammo. So glad to see my family again. Leave? Leave. Exit room? Bring a man outside. John, my boy, personally decorated. Go outside. Search guard? Some tricky shooting. Watch out for the guard. Maybe I need to take the guard's gun? Get gun. You already took that. What? Move gun. Take bullets. Search guard. Search man. Leave. Hide. Save man. Untie man. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do after this. Food platter, business card. Exit with man. Doom ambassador. Say ICEMAN. Go through door. Leave. Take man. I feel like Stacy is supposed to save us or something. But like it won't let me move or do anything. Search man. Move man. I don't have like a radio to get in touch with Stacy. Okay. Okay, fine. Use gun, remove clothes, use tape. Stacy arrives, say yes, go outside. Hide gun, get food, open door. Walk up to the guards, follow them in. Put food, get gun, shoot again. Free man, look guard. Look guard is what we have to do. I did search guard, but I didn't do look guard. Look guard. Even unconscious, he looks pretty tough. Okay. You notice he's wearing a ring with a KGB symbol. So, you think our friends the Russians are in on this. Okay. Change clothes? Okay, so we need to disguise ourselves. We better get out of here quick, you urge the ambassador. Okay. Halt! The guard screams. I shall now kill you both, the guard shouts. Oh shit. The agent reacts just in time, saving the lives of both you and the ambassador. Stacy, you shout. What did I ever do without you? This is probably the end of the game. What is this? What is this? Is this suddenly a flight simulator? Or maybe I have to... Okay, maybe I'm controlling the van. Okay. Oh, Unfortunately, you didn't turn right. Okay. So this turns into a car simulator at the end of the game. Oh my god. All right. All right, turn. Oh God. Oh man, this reminds me a lot of the Space Quest. Okay, apparently we need. Unfortunately, the speed of your vehicle is too fast to negotiate the curves. You should try slowing a tad prior to enter the curves. Okay, sure. Automatic gunfire from the terrorists has ruined your day. Next time, don't allow them to get so close. Yeah, pretty much the entire ending sequence from the fighting game in Space Quest 3 to the rail shooter. Okay. Okay, we really need to slow down for that turn, apparently. Alright. Sure. I was mashing the right button. But no good, apparently. I did turn left, but okay. Alright, so this is very specific speeds you need to be going. You need to be going 10 there. Okay. Alright, I'm holding down left. Okay, this also buffers inputs. Great, I also... Okay, you can quick load during that. Okay, so I need to tap left. Okay, 15 is too quick. And 15 is too slow there. Amazing. Yeah, we're at the thrilling conclusion to Codename ICEMAN, I guess. Oh my god, okay, so you gotta slow down way before then. I'm glad they gave you a skip button for this. Okay. No! God. Yeah, it is nice that there is a skip button for this. Like, they probably knew, like, yo, this sequence kind of sucks. Yep, but Ken probably told him, our game needs action. Nobody likes just regular adventure games anymore. It's gotta have action. Man. This part's so tough. Get through there. God. Ugh. Okay, so you can make this at 25, or I did at one point. Get through there. Get it. Get it. Oh, shit, there's a left turn up there, too. Oh, man. I thought we were there, but there is a left turn there. Okay. Shit, that's too fast. Okay, 25 is too fast. It's got to be 20 taking the turn. And this one's got to be... Okay, that's also 20. I didn't start turning fast enough. What'd I run into there? I went too fast in the curve? Okay. Alright. Suddenly this is a rally game. Best. I hit the up button and not the down button. Okay. We made it to the chopper. After stopping, the three of you hurriedly exit the van and climb into the helicopter. Whew, you say as you draw a deep breath. That was a close one. After narrowly escaping the terrorists, you find yourself safely en route to the USS Saratoga. So that whole sequence was a lot of, like, tapping up twice, mashing the direction to turn, tapping down twice to slow down. So it was tapping up and down twice. After landing aboard the aircraft carrier USS Saratoga, you attend a mandatory debriefing with the captain and his staff where you learn the following. Commander Westland, says the captain, United States intelligence confirmed that the terrorist group guilty of the abduction of Ambassador Lloyd was in fact infiltrated by the Russian KGB. Further, he continues, the KGB instigated the abduction, knowing the incident would strain relations between the United States and Tunisia. The underlying motive being, he emphasizes, that Tunisia would finally sever relations with the United States and halt the oil trade. Had the incident been successful, the effect would have left the USSR manipulating the bulk of the world's highest grade crude oil. This is my friend who would have had definite negative impact on the economy of the United States. The success of your mission, Commander Westland, has turned the tables on the KGB effort, and more important, will expose to the world their devious methods of exploitation. Commander, words cannot express the appreciation we feel for the success for your mission. The United States Navy is very proud of you. And now, Commander Westland, above us on the flight deck of the Saratoga, a special award ceremony awaits you. Okay. I wonder if you could get above 300 points in this by saying ICEMAN. The presentation is about to begin as you listen to the band play Anchors Away. You wait with anticipation as the band continues to play. Your heart rate increases as the surrounding excitement pumps adrenaline into your bloods. You hear someone shout the military command. Attention! With military discipline, you come to attention with the rest of the ranks. You return the salute of the Rear Admiral, and then he speaks. They're getting a lot of mileage out of this track. Commander John Westland, because of your courageous effort, this mission has been a complete success. The skills you have expertly demonstrated when taking emergency command of the USS Blackhawk have earned you the coveted Gold Dolphins. Alright. I guess that's a real medal, I guess. I don't know. Further, with great pride and honor, it is a pleasure to present you with the Naval Distinguished Service Medal. The Rear Admiral salutes. Okay. You proudly return the Rear Admiral's sharp military salute. I wonder if you get more medals if you get more points. Washington has ordered a field-generated promotion to the rank of captain. Congratulations, Captain Westland. All right. It's true love for sure as our hero tenderly kisses Stacy. All right. Look at that incredible art for that. Okay. Thank you for playing Iceman. I'd like to say it was a pleasure, but it really wasn't. Okay, and then that's the whole credits, I guess. At least we get to hear. Yeah, Death Mountain is just straight up. All right. There we go. That is Iceman version 1.023. And yeah, I wonder if you did the Say Iceman a bunch of times, if you could get over 300 points. But I don't care enough to check. Okay. Let's cut the timer on this banger of a game. Okay, so how did I feel about this one? Let me bring over some stuff here. Pull up this. All right. I finally got around to doing I actually have reviews again. Wow. This. Okay. What I liked about this one, huh? Some of the music was pretty good. There were some banger tracks in this one. The dancing sequence was incredible. Yeah, the whole dancing thing was great. Let's see. I like the attempt at simulator stuff in this kind of adventure game. So, like, I'm thinking back to the Police Quest games. There wasn't really a lot of simulator stuff. It was just following police procedure. Probably the closest to a simulator was like tuning your gun in Police Quest 2, maybe. Yeah, having the elaborate submarine simulator stuff was neat in the little control room stuff, but it all boiled down to what felt like RNG, because you had to do 2 combat encounters in the game, and I think you have like 8 harpoon missiles and 8 torpedoes. And there is a non-zero chance that you fire off all of your torpedoes and all of your missiles, and they all miss. So like, and I don't think there's any other way to mitigate that other than saving and restoring your game, save scumming, which is crazy considering that this game has anti-save scum stuff built into it for the gambling minigame. So, like, as far as simulator stuff goes, I'm not sure what to make of that, like, with that particular decision of you do everything right and your missiles and torpedoes still miss. Yeah, you got to live with the consequences, just like real life, I guess. So I appreciate that there is stuff like that of the simulator stuff, and mapping out your course with the with this thing, with the chart. Like this part was kind of neat. Of like, this is the real naval chart that comes with the game that you have to plot your chart for. And then once you finish plotting it, the message that pops up is like, your course is 350 miles off of the optimal course or something. And it's like, okay, is that going to be a problem? Like, apparently not. Like, if the computer knows what the optimal course is, then chart that course for me. Like, why do I have to do all the hard work for charting the course? So stuff like that's a little weird. Let's see. I think it was a decent attempt at a spy thriller. Like, this is probably the closest that we're ever gonna get to a Tom Clancy style adventure game. I don't think there's ever been a Tom Clancy adventure game. I think they've all just been like shooters. Yeah, so there's Tom Clancy Rainbow Six. There's Splinter Cell, like a sneaky shooter. Ghost Recon. And then that's it, right? I don't think there's ever been like a strategy game or a adventure game or anything like that. So this is probably the closest we're ever going to get to a adventure style, like Hunt for Red October or something like that. So I guess that's novel. I'll give it novelty points for that. Let's see. And I guess I will also say parts of it felt authentic. Like in the beginning of the game, we're near in Tahiti. You feel like you're out there on vacation. In the intro sequence before the international affair starts, and then going to the Pentagon, doing your briefing there, doing all the security stuff, and then boarding the submarine in Hawaii, and then charting all the stuff like that. That felt authentic enough to me as somebody who knows practically nothing about what the actual authentic experience is like. To me, it felt authentic, and that's all I particularly care about. I don't know if any of it's accurate or not. Like, I do know that they call bathrooms the head on a Navy ship, and it was not called the head in this; it was called the bathroom. So I don't know. Maybe in submarines it's not called the head. Maybe it's called the bathroom in the submarines. I don't know. Yeah, the inept police security guards is highly authentic, apparently. What else? I think that's about as nice as I could be for what I like. What I did not like. Dead man walking for most of the game. So in the very, very, very beginning of the game in Tahiti, I don't think there's any dead man walkings there. Like, maybe if you forget your ID or something, but I'm not sure it'll let you leave Tahiti without your ID. And then if you didn't pay good enough attention during the briefing, that's a dead man walking. Though this game splits up the dead man walkings into two different versions. One is an information-based dead man walking, where you could save a game later in the game and reload from earlier on, find some critical piece of information that you missed, and then just reload that later save and continue with that new information. The other kind of dead man walking is you missed an item or an interaction early in the game, and you can't do anything else about it later on. So an example of that is not getting the correct ID card in the Pentagon. So that is a dead man walking. You can't complete the game without doing that. And another one that's kind of a mix of both of them is not getting the microfilm from the earring, which, to my credit, I did get the earring in the first part of the game, and I had it in the Pentagon, but when the game brought me from the Pentagon to Hawaii, the earring disappeared from my inventory, and so did the microfilm. So if you don't have the microfilm, then you can't put the microfilm in the microfilm reader, which then gives you critical information of how to decode the CIA messages. And if you don't have the CIA messages, then you're going to have a hell of a time beating the rest of the game. Luckily, the walkthrough told me how to do the CIA decoding. And I guess technically you probably could figure out how to decode them just by brute forcing. Because it gives you a 2-digit number for most of the CIA ones. So you could probably do backwards logic or something to surmise or figure out okay, that's how those numbers work. But yeah, this game's got a lot of dead man walking. There was a whole bunch of them in the scuba sequence. There was 5 different things that you have to do to the little mini submarine thing in order for it to not kill you during that bit of the game. Let's see. Yeah, just oof. And then not only that, so that's just for the dead man walking. And then some of the inputs you need to type are baffling. I'll say baffling. So I think a big example would be what you have to do to get the target ranges. So when the submarine arrives off the coast of Tunisia, your orders are to create a distraction by blowing up a oil drilling offshore rig to create a distraction, so then you can slip in underwater and make it to the beach. So you look through the periscope. The periscope shows degrees of where the docks are and where the rig is, and then the game won't let you proceed unless you do something with that. And in order to figure out what the distance is from there, you have to go over to the sonar operator and have the sonar operator ping the harbor and ping the rig. And never in a million years would I have guessed that asking the sonar person to ping something that's above the water would be the solution to something like that. To do range finding, because it would make more sense if the manual mentioned that, that's something that the sonar operator can do, then sure, fine. But again, zero mention in the manual about that. The only mention about the sonar operator is that they sit next to the radio operator and they're there to look at sonar stuff, and then that's it. Similarly, it's the same deal with the little miniature submarine. One, I didn't even know that thing existed. And then two, I had no idea that you could enter in coordinates into the thing to get it to work. And that's also, on top of all of that, the miniature submarine has parts to it that are broken that you have to fix before you could actually use it. So it's just piling up the bullshit in this game all the way to the ceiling, and this one really feels like a pretty egregious example of we made this stuff so arcane that even like the super hardcore adventure game players are probably going to need to look up some of this stuff, because this is crazy. And then like having the roll of tape on top of the icebox that just blends into the top of the icebox, doing a similar thing that Police Quest 2 did, of like, there's a critical thing inside of a room that you can't look into, and if you don't use the look command on literally everything, then you will never find this key thing, and then you won't be able to beat the game. So this does pretty much the same exact thing that Police Quest 2 did. Yeah, that Sierra Hotline probably was a big earner back in the day. Let's see, what else? So, submarine combat felt like RNG. So, like I mentioned before, you have 8 missiles, you have 8 torpedoes, and some amount of decoys. And I think it's possible that every single one of those can miss. And if you use up all of your missiles and all your torpedoes in that first combat encounter with the surface ships, then once you get to the submarine fight, then you're just fucked later on in the game. And it feels like there's like that's not the player's fault that the random number generator in the game decided all the weapons should miss, right? And same for getting hit from enemy stuff. Like I felt like most of those things I was just hitting F5 and F7 the whole time, of like, okay, did it miss the other ship? Okay, then I'll reload the save. Did it hit? Then okay, I'll save and fire another one, and just keep doing that. And it felt like there was almost no strategy to it. It was just fire, roll the dice, and hope it comes up big, right? So stuff like that, just even as simulator as it is, that just I don't like how that's built. Let's see, what else? Crashes. There was multiple crashes. The biggest one being if you played the dice game and won half of it too early in the game, it would cause the game to crash when you went to other parts of the submarine, which is great. You spend like half an hour doing the stupid dice poker game, trying not to get hit for save scumming that, because remember, you can't save scum the gambling in this. You can save scum the combat, but you can't save scum the gambling, which is amazing that they did that. And then there's also a part where I was in the captain's cabin looking up something. I was looking up the briefcase, and I wanted to check my inventory to see if I had something, and I hit the inventory button, and it just said out of memory. So in order for me to go look at my inventory, I had to leave the room, hit the inventory button, and then just go back into the room. Which that's just stupid. That's just stupid. That's the thing. What else did I not like? Felt like I had to guess for the late game sequence. So yes, a lot of the parts for pretty much when you get to the beach, from the beach to the end of the game, felt like just there wasn't a whole lot of logic to how the late game thing. The only thing that like made a lot of sense was looking out the window and seeing the delivery truck come in and being like, okay, that's probably how I get into the compound. But everything else, just like, what is the absolute dumbest possible solution to this? And it probably is the solution. Yeah, well, that probably comes with the territory of being like a serious spy thriller. Like, I think Westland is a lot more personable and likable in the very, very beginning in Tahiti. But then once he becomes just like standard military man for the rest of the game, standard military super spy, then yeah, I agree. He becomes a much more generic character by that point. And that's probably, I would probably attribute a lot of that to not a lot of dialogue in the game, because that's usually where you get personality from your characters in adventure games and like their interactions with other NPCs. But you don't really get that in this. Yeah, it felt, for the most part, for 80% of the game, it felt like the main character was the submarine, you know, right? So that was the focus of most of the game, was doing submarine stuff. And then later on, so it was doing tourist stuff, submarine stuff, and then spy stuff at the very end. And I think they were all equally fulfilling, I guess. And then another thing, shout out here to the incredible rallying sequence at the end of the game when we were driving the van up the mountain. what a great sequence. That, as bad as that part was, that was still better than the driving in Police Quest 3 and probably Police Quest 1 as well. So I'll give it that. They tried, and that it sure was something. Okay, so difficulty, easy to hard. So I had to hit the walkthrough pretty hard in this one. So, man, like I would, if I only had to hit the walkthrough once or twice throughout the whole playthrough, then this would probably be a 3. But I had to hit it hard in the back half of the game. And then not only that, there was also yet to contend with the arcade stuff of the combat, the submarine combat. I remember the part where I had to maneuver the submarine underneath the ship, and like trying to turn your submarine during that part was almost impossible. So that was rough. There was that. Some bits. The one that comes to mind was shooting the guards at the very end. I think there was some other thing too, where if you didn't put in your input, like literally immediately after the text box leaves, you game overed. So there was that. Oh, it was coming down from the conning tower where we're looking through the binoculars at the ships on the horizon. If you spent too long in that sequence, then I think you automatically game over. So you can't waste time reading text. And then if you don't go and sit down in the captain's chair soon enough, you just also instantly game over. So there's a lot of instances where not only do you have to make the right decision, you have to be fast too. So all of that stacks up to make this is by far the hardest adventure game I played so far. I'm sure some text adventure games might give this a run for its money, but for this kind, if I played it on release for my overall rating or for difficulty, because on release, I probably would be using the bulletin board service to look up hints for this, or calling the hint line. I would have absolutely called the hint line for this one on multiple occasions. But you never know. Maybe my standards were different back then. If like this is just how gaming is, I guess. But I could totally see myself using the bulletin board and or the hint line for this one. Because I used it the times when I did use I never called the Sierra hint line. I did use the Sierra hint bulletin board service though. I used it for Space Quest 4, I think, and maybe King's Quest 5. And I think one of those was because one of the games was crashing. and I think I was looking for a way to make it not crash. Or maybe it was also Space Quest 6 as well. So those three, I think, were the ones that I did that for. I know, Ken should have named his next boat Iceman. Alright, so then that brings us to the rating. So, I don't think this game is awful. So it's not a 1. It's definitely not a 5. And it's definitely not a 4. So it's between a 2 and a 3 for me, I think. Yeah, well, we had a dedicated fax line back then for my dad's work, so I could just hook up the fax line, and we had cheap bulletin board access back then. I'm just thinking back to how frustrated this game made me. And for long stretches of it, it just felt like I was just playing off of a walkthrough, which I really don't like doing. I don't like just typing in what the walkthrough says. I like figuring it out on my own. But, man, the solutions to this game were just so stupid that I had basically no choice for a lot of the game. And I think just based off of that, it's a 2. This is a 2 out of 5 for me. So I guess the next question is, how does this stack up against the Police Quest games? Because remember, this was spearheaded by the guy in charge of Police Quest 1, Police Quest 2, Police Quest 3. BB Walls. Jim BB Walls designed this one. I think this is worse than all of the Police Quest games in a lot of ways. It's probably just below Police Quest 2. I don't think Jim knew anything about it. I don't think there's anything in his background that suggested that he was ex-military. I'm pretty sure he was just career California Highway Patrol was his background. And then this was just fan fiction, I guess. I'm assuming what happened was they were between Police Quest 2 and Police Quest 3, and Ken or some higher up in the company was probably like, we should make a Tom Clancy style game, spy thriller. Let's make a Tom Clancy game, but not be Tom Clancy because that would cost money for licensing. That's probably how this came about, and then Jim BB Walls is probably their go-to guy for the real world stuff. So that's probably how this came up. That said, though, I don't think the premise for this game was bad or anything. I genuinely think the Cold War spy thriller involving military stuff and infiltrations and submarine stuff, I think that's really cool. Which is why I'm disappointed that there aren't more games like this, where it seems there's pretty much only RTS games or submarine simulators, but there isn't anything like this, a character-based adventure game for this style, this genre of Cold War thriller or spy thriller, stuff like that. Which is why it's such a bummer that I think execution-wise and puzzle-wise and to a small extent writing-wise, that this game was such a big letdown. But, it really is. It is what it is. Yeah, well, to be fair, Cold War thrillers, they're cool. I like them too. I like a lot of Tom Clancy stuff. I read some of his books. I've watched the hell out of Hunt for Red October. One ping only. That probably came from that, because that was in this game. But yeah, there we go. That is how I feel about Codename Iceman. This says it's from Final Fantasy VI. This is a Final Fantasy VIII track. This is the sorceress from Final Fantasy VIII. Why does this say Final Fantasy VI? This bothers me now. Okay, so that'll do it for Codename Iceman. This game has been a real banger. I'm glad to be done with this one. The next game on the to-do list is a console game for Super Nintendo. It is Super Punch-Out. I was thinking a few weeks ago of like, I really enjoyed playing through Punch-Out on NES. I'd like to play some more of stuff like that. And then I remembered there's a Super Punch-Out on Super Nintendo, and it kind of looks like it's a almost remake of NES Punch-Out, because I looked through the manual and a lot of the fighters are the same fighters from the NES one. But who knows? We'll see. Hopefully it's a little bit easier than the NES one. I guess we'll see. I have no idea how long that one's going to take, but I would like to beat that one to say that I've done that one. And yeah, we will go from there. All right, that will do it for tonight. I'm glad nothing broke. Like, everything seems to have worked with my setup for once. We got the rare stream where nothing broke tonight. Excellent. All right, so thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time with Punch-Out. See you later.